So I cycled past this tiny street library one day and decided that some of the books I had sitting on my shelves deserved a better home on someone else's bookshelves. I went back a few days later and left 7 books there that I had either already read or will never read. The idea is basically a book exchange, meaning that if you take a book, you leave a book, not necessarily on the same day and not even necessarily that systematically. I've probably taken 3 or 4 books but handed over between 20 and 30 books, as long as the books are read. I've seen street libraries in other countries too. I once picked up an Ernest Hemingway novel in a hostel in Malaysia, and it was actually in Danish. I then put back the book I'd been reading, and I liked the idea of that exchange. It was as if there was a connection between me and that other person, even if I didn't know who it was. Then I was out driving, filming the video for next week, when suddenly I passed this beautiful little book swapping cupboard, and of course I had to stop. Much to my surprise, I found 2 books in there that I would like to read, so of course I took them with me. I will return one of these days and give the cupboard 2 of my books, although I don't really think it matters where you place your books. It's all part of what I take to be a kind of book circuit. But of course, I also buy books. I bought this book a few months ago in my local independent bookshop. I bought it ostensibly for my daughter, but also for myself. It's the book by Amanda Gorman that has her poem in it that she delivered at Joe Biden's inauguration. And of course, we don't get her beautiful hand movements and her pauses and intonation, etc. in this one. But it's I like the fact that the book is yellow, which is like her yellow coat that she wore at the inauguration. But basically what I want to just mention in this video is that I bought it at my local bookshop, even though I could have gotten it a little cheaper online. And I bought it at my bookshop, my local bookshop, because it's an independent small bookshop. And you want to support, at least I want to support independent bookshops, independent shops in general, but especially bookshops, because it's tough for them to survive and to compete against online prices. That's not to say I don't buy stuff online, I do, but sometimes the consideration is to help them and not to save maybe $5 or $2 or whatever. In this case, it was the equivalent of 20 Danish kroner, which is about maybe $3 or something. So I think I survive. But if you buy books, you also have to make room for them on your shelves, which sometimes means letting other books go. Some authors are not happy about this because they don't make any money from these book exchanges. But what do you do about the books you no longer want? And who can buy all the books they want to read? To me, it's a question of balance, and on principle, I don't throw books out. Some books I give away, some books I'm given, some I buy in a real shop, some I buy online, some I check out at the library. It shouldn't be either or, in my opinion. I wonder if this book exchange concept is common in most countries around the world. If it's common where you live, if you live outside Denmark, I'd love to know.